What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to Avenged Media. If you're wondering what we're doing working on an off-road rig, go back and watch the last two videos. Everything will understand it. This is Lewis's Crosstrek, and for the OGs, you know who Lewis is, but this is my brother if anyone's new here. And we started the channel together years ago, so it's been super fun working on his Crosstrek again and just doing some really fun kind of basic bolt-on mods. But we're gonna be doing some major changes to it today, so I'm gonna let Lewis take over and tell you what's going on.
All right, boys, today is the second and last installment of our Grimmspeed installation makeover for the Crosstrek. So what that is going to include is getting the lift kit installed on the car, as well as putting on these awesome 1552 wheels wrapped in Toyo tires and get this thing back on the road. So before we dive into this, I just want to explain real quickly again why I went with this Grimmspeed lift kit and what is beautiful about it. So it's going to retain my stock strut here. We're going to be using these coil compressors here to remove the stock springs. And once we have those removed, we're just going to be adding this strut extension and bump stop before putting on their new spring. That way we're going to keep almost a perfect OEM ride while still getting that lift and a little bit of extra off-road performance. That's the beauty of the system. It's my daily driver. I didn't want to mess it up with a, spongy off-road lift and be miserable daily driving. This is going to resolve that problem for me, and it is going to be an absolutely minty ride.
And I think this is just a good way to get into something like this. Like, you don't have to buy a full true coilover setup or some, multi-$1,000 off-road setup. Now, if you really want to get into off-roading, you may want something more aggressive, but I think this is the perfect combo. Lewis is planning on taking this car up to the mountains. We want to go explore and have some fun in the snow. Just a little bit of lift to give us some more ground clearance, combined with these tires should just make this thing a little rig.
It's gonna keep us going. Just to give you guys an example here, we've got the OEM spring here on the right, and then the Grimmspeed Trails beefy aftermarket spring here. It's gonna be an absolute monster while still giving us a very comfortable ride. Very excited to get these slapped on here real quick. All right, with the spring off, we went ahead and removed the dust boot and the bump stop, did a quick clean of the strut itself. Now we're gonna reverse the process. We're gonna add the strut extension to the strut itself. So we're gonna throw a little bit of thread locker on there, torque it down to spec, as well as adding the set screw that is inside of the strut extension.
We have our first strut assembled, probably an hour later. And it's just been a firm reminder of why I hate spring compressors. I feel like they're a necessary evil. Like, it's definitely the safest way to do that. And I don't know of another way that you should do it, but God, they suck. Hey boys, this is as boring for us, a little more frustration as it is for you guys. So we're gonna cruise through, get these all set up with the new springs. We'll show you how to do one rear one as well, but get all four of these done because our goal was to have this done today. Holy shit. I have been waiting to see this site for how long?
A long time. There is nothing fun about working on springs, but we've made it to the finish line. We are just about to cross it. So all that remains is just throwing these back onto the Crosstrek, and then it's gonna be time for wheels.
Let's go. I think we should talk a little bit about the wheel and tire. Let's put the springs on first, and we'll talk about the wheel and tire package. before we dive into the wheel and tire package, Lewis is finishing up the front strut, and then all the struts are on the car. The lift kit is finally installed, but I want to give a huge shout out to 1552, in particular, Marley. Thank you very much for helping us out with this build. You helped beyond measures. Marley actually came up to Griot's garage when I was working there, and we met, talked about some different marketing stuff between the two companies, exchanged info, and she was more than happy to help me out with this project, which really just made my month. So Marley, I appreciate you, and I hope we can do more with 1552 because they make such awesome product. And huge shout out to Toyo as well for helping us out a little bit on the tires. Super excited to try out more Toyo products on this, as well as my S13 if you've been following along on that project.
All right, let's just take a second to talk about this wheel and tire package that I'm running. So first I want to talk about why I chose the 1552 Traverse MX in this magnesium gray. So the reason I chose these is because on the Crosstreks, you see everyone kind of running the same wheel. You know, the method, I believe it's the 502. It's just common. You know, it's why I didn't pick RPF ones for my WRX, because everybody's running them. So
and let's be clear, both of those wheels look great.
Great wheel choices. Can't go wrong with them. Great look. But I just don't want the look that everybody else has. So I wanted to do something different. And when I saw these, they just spoke to me. And the beauty of these is they're not 15-inch like those Method 502s, which means I'm gonna get a little bit better gas mileage by having a little bit less tire on the car, a little bit less road noise. Again, sticking to that, it's my daily driver. Want to keep it that OEM feel as much as possible while still getting the look I want. So that was a perfect compromise for me, as well as the Toyo Open Country AT3s in a 225/60/17. So that is the OEM size for the base and premium model. That way I was sticking within 0.01% of the stock aspect ratio with the wheel size and tire size. That way my speedometer mileage, it's gonna be kept OEM and have no problem keeping track of where my miles are at. These are not like a knobby, super knobby off-road tire either. They're the AT3s, so it's gonna handle beautifully when I go up to the mountains, get into the snow, or you know, maybe in summer, you know, going camping or off-roading. But
or in the snow
again,
like we just had here in Seattle.
Yeah, it would be no problem, but the whole main goal here is that these tires are still gonna be great for a daily when I'm just driving on, you know, either wet or dry pavement. So
I feel like the theme of this build was just don't overdo it. Like,
it's very common.
Like, be realistic about your lifestyle.
Everybody wants to just overdo it, and you know, but
4-inch lift, 35-inch tires, like all that stuff, and it's like
it's gonna make your car undrivable to the point you're not enjoying it. Where, you know, that's kind of what happened with the WRX, and so I wanted to, you know, make sure I stuck to what I really saw for this vision for the Crosstrek.
And to be clear, if off-road's your thing, by all means, go crazy. We've done that on other cars. This just wasn't the car.
Yeah, I just wanted to make the daily driver a little bit more off-road capable. So
let's put these things on, man.
Absolutely.
To say what I'm about to say, but after many nights battling in the frozen garage, this thing's going on the ground.
We're going on the ground, boys. It's just one drop away from seeing how this thing looks. And I've got a suspicion, might need to add some wheel spacers, but let's take a look.
So don't hate on us if the fitment's whack. We'll get it right, we'll get it right. Yeah, it definitely needs to settle a little bit, but
yeah.
How you feeling, big dog?
Happy to be done.
Dude, I feel that.
That is looking great.
Dude, I love the color on here. It's called like graphite gray, but it definitely has,
gray?
or magnesium gray, but it definitely has hints of bronze to it, which was the other color he was considering for this car. And you really can't go wrong with black on bronze. But this is hitting.
All right, welcome back, guys. It's been a couple days now since we finished all the modifications on the Crosstrek from the prior videos. I've gotten the car aligned since, and I cannot stress how important it is to, anytime you're doing any type of suspension mods like this, you have to get the car aligned. Because if you don't, you're gonna have insane tire wear if you just keep driving on it. The alignment on this was so bad after switching to the new lift kit. So please do yourself a favor and make sure you get that alignment. So I want to talk about my first impressions now from driving the car for the last couple days. So first I'll start with the Toyo Open Country AT3s. I am super impressed at how these are riding. And normally when you switch to an AT tire, you're gonna have increased ride noise from the knobby tires compared to your traditional road tires. But I've been very impressed so far with the actual volume of the tires in the cabin of the car. So now jumping over to the lift kit, I have been blown away by how much it still feels like an OEM ride. I've gotten exactly what I've wanted out of it so far, of having that increased ride height just from the look standpoint as well as the vision standpoint of driving in the car. But oh my God, does it drive so well. It is just amazing how it still feels like an OEM ride, but just even better. I don't even know how to put it into words. Grimmspeed knocked it out of the park with this lift kit. It's everything you could ask for and then some. Now let's go ahead and check it out real quick. I hope you guys enjoyed that little edit that Nick threw together for you there. So this is gonna go ahead and conclude the portion of our Grimmspeed 1552 and Toyo tire install. And again, I just want to send a massive thank you to all three of those companies, because without their support, this would have not been possible. And their products are amazing. Their team is amazing. So I highly encourage you guys, if you are looking to do something similar, to go check out their pages. We're gonna go ahead and link all those products down in the description below. And you're definitely gonna wanna stay tuned, because coming up next, we're gonna install the front runner roof rack as well as the Vision X light bar. So make sure you hit like and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you on the next one.